What was on mute?
I've never had it like that. I've accidentally been on mute in my spaces before.
So you can say, where's all that coming from? That
I'm
doesn't
gonna
make
see if that works again.
that
Hold on.
doesn't make any deadgum sense.
See, it's not on again. I hit mute.
Why did you hit mute? That's the
I
weirdest
wanted
thing
to
I've
see
ever.
what that was.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
That was a little creepy.
That
Okay,
was
welcome to
definitely
a creepy
strange.
start to this morning.
I don't understand. Why has it got to be complicated? Why does it have to be complicated? Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the show. I am Coffee.
Yeah.
Of this. It is Tuesday morning. Welcome in to April the 14th. Tomorrow is, tomorrow is your last day before you face penalties, fines, and or possible imprisonment.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not a good thing.
No. How are we today, Kim?
Trying to make it, but I think we are making it today.
How does that answer my question?
Making it is the answer to the question.
Oh, okay. Well, here it is today. We are back. I was out of week. I had the honor of being at the Tyler Technologies conference. Tyler Technologies, very large operation in the country. They are actually a global operation, and they sell service software that runs everything from municipalities, police departments, fire departments, you name it. They put it. If it runs, budgeting or any type of accounts, receivables and payables, everything from inventory to all kinds of stuff. I mean, they were partially a Tyler City. Our place runs on Tyler.
Not partial part.
City Hall and stuff.
So yeah, they have that. Oh, that's a municipal thing.
They have other. They have BBI. We have Tyler. We have Tyler Technologies in the police department.
All the way to Tyler.
Wouldn't it though?
I would personally.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Been off hanging out at Tyler Technologies Conference Vegas in Paradise, Nevada. I have to just use this segment to tell you about Paradise, Nevada. Okay.
Paradise, Nevada.
Yeah, so Las Vegas. It's technically in Paradise, Nevada. It's not much paradise. I mean, in Frank's opinion, is desert mostly. Mm-hmm. And Las Vegas is sitting out in the middle of it. If it were not for the Hoover Dam collecting water on the Colorado River, then Las Vegas would not exist. And Lake Mead, which it created because of the Hoover, is very low. The over the last 20 to 30 years, there's been a severe drought out on the West Coast, in the West area, and Lake Mead is very, 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 very low, and so low that they're finding bodies in 44-gallon oil drums that are after being dumped in Lake Mead. Right.
Yes.
So anyway, I said that because I was out there. I flew into Vegas last Sunday on Easter of all days.
Yeah.
I flew into Vegas on Easter.
That's sad.
It was a Sunday.
You would think there was some like glammed out Easter bunnies or something.
No. really, really kind of nice, and it's where the conference was. So really, and on Easter, I was kind of the only one there, checking in.
Mm-hmm.
They had like 15 people working the counter, and I was the only, maybe one or two more people there, but I mean, we were checking in, and that was cool. Day before I checked out on Friday, when I checked out on a Friday, there must have been 1,000 people in that lobby. It was absolutely insane, the amount of people in there. But anyway, I was there. We did a conference. I attended, and everything was wonderful. Place is still there, as I said. Now, one thing that I can tell you about Nevada, if you've never been to Las Vegas, the model for Las Vegas is definitely changing, because they used to be nothing but a gambling town, and it's really not that way anymore. It's more of an entertainment town, and a place to stay with good food and all that stuff. I mean, it's really just kind of turned into that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're still they're still gambling because it's everywhere. I am not a gambler. Kim, I don't like casinos. That's just not something
Oh
that
no, that's not your thing.
that's not my thing. But it's just not. It's not my thing, and so I'm not one to hang out in the casino or play slots or poker or any. I'm just not into that. That's just not my thing. And good, bad, or indifferent, it's just not. And so I kind of avoided all that. But golly, being out there made me realize just how much older I've gotten. That I'm not some young spry guy anymore. That I'm 100.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm 100.
Check your birth certificate.
Anyway, so I'm laughing and joking around here, calling myself old, fat, and tired, but I am. Anyway, I was out there. I missed hearing and y'all hearing me and us talking and carrying on conversation and seeing us now on the world as we know it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Everybody's seeing us, hearing us.
So I hope you enjoy seeing my wonderful face, because here it is. Anyway, I'm back. Unfortunately, I'm out again next week. April is a travel month for me. We attend things in April, and we have a lot of other things going on in April. The mayor's prayer breakfast is this Friday here at the City of Pearl, and then next Saturday is Daughtry coming to town, and that is Pearl Day.
Yes.
Starts off in the park, right, Kim, at 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then spills over to Trustmark Park at 5:30 when the gates open.
And I have, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. So
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna be big.
Everybody
I've been talking to. So you'll make a way to get there, because Daughtry.
Yeah.
Hinder.
Right.
Way. I mean, really. And I love the fact that, because I loved last year. Last year was awesome.
Okay.
But you've got people from like when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to have some of the younger crowd being pumped up and enthusiastic.
Are you calling me old?
I said younger. That does not make you older.
No, I just heard you specifically call me an old guy. You just said I'm old, fat, and tired.
I did not.
That's what I heard.
Everybody
just heard her say that, right?
Guys, you heard me not say that, right? Yeah. You heard me not say that.
That's what I heard you say, old, fat, and tired. Anyway, so there's a lot going on this month. We have that coming up, prayer breakfast on Friday. Then we will not be here next Tuesday.
Correct. Because you will be out of town again.
Convince Kim to do the show.
Mm-mm.
She could with Daryl.
Mm-mm. He already forces me to do this one. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so that's what's going on this month. We have a lot going on this month, as well as chasing down Phantom Sounds
Yeah, that was
control.
creepy.
What in the world was that, Kim?
I don't know. Supposedly, when I unmuted Twitter Spaces, which I thought I'd already done, it went away.
Okay.
But then when I muted it again, it didn't give me the music back. So I'm
Gotcha.
confused.
Gotcha. All right. Well, so we're back. Glad to be back today. We'll be out next.
Most likely, if you catch us at the
Tuesday.
beginning, we're dealing with technical issues. So those are fun times.
What?
I'm just saying, they're kind of funny, just in general. I know I would laugh if every single time I watched the show there was some kind of cool issue.
Always.
But see, it follows me around in my little, career that I've made of doing shows. All of my audience knows that whatever show I do, there's usually technical issues.
Well, that's not true anymore.
Well, it's died down a little bit.
Yeah, that's not true anymore.
It's died down just a little bit.
Well, if you haven't been keeping up with current events.
Okay, what's happening in the world? It is the world as we know it, and this show is based off of how we view the world. So what's going on in the world? Tell us.
Well, we're going to get up with that, in a couple minutes.
Do we have any teasers?
Not really, no.
No
Do
teasers,
you have any
guys.
teasers?
No, I mean, I think I've heard some interesting things.
Yeah.
As of late, like certain people who are here and then not here may have resigned.
Oh, yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah, that's kind of all over the news, isn't it?
Yes. I'm sure we'll also get an update with the Iran conflict and where that's going. I know that there was a meeting held with J.D. Vance,
and
it did not come away with the deal. So,
yeah, that too.
Yeah, you may want to speak on that.
And
what?
What else? What else we're teasing?
We've already teased the local stuff.
Okay.
That's already been done.
Well, here again, trying to get back in the world myself. In paradise about it. And I'll say this. There is no paradise about it. Can I just put it that way?
I think you can. I think you already have.
There is no paradise about it. It's brown.
It's brown.
And I know one of the things that I remember when I got back here, that I was excited for was the fact that everything was green.
Well, I mean, it's the desert, so.
Yeah, and out there, everything is freaking brown. I mean, just brown. It just, I'm just not a big fan. I like the green. I like it better green here. To me, it's just better. Everything out there, brown. Just desert tan, sand, brown. I mean, everything. Even the bushes are brown.
And I'm sure it's dusty.
They're cactus or cacti, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
They have cactus and these bristly looking plants, and there's no green grass.
It's
People's
desert.
yards are rock.
It's desert.
It's desert. I don't think I could live there. I really don't. I was telling people it's nice to visit and all. I enjoyed going out there and I appreciate their hospitality, but I don't think I'd want to stay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to stay. Anyway, we're going to step aside. When we come back, Frank's going to try to sound a little better.
Get you up to date.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
Hello, I'm Mayor Wyndham, and I'm thrilled to show you the city creating its own future. Pearl is located in Rankin County, the fastest growing county in Mississippi. and there's no question why. Access to great schools, even better shopping, and unbridled beauty make Pearl a town that truly embodies its name. And with a truly exceptional team of first responders, public safety is another key component of our success. With fantastic housing opportunities from quaint suburban neighborhoods to gorgeous lakefront properties, there's a place for you here in Pearl. You can't beat the location. Right outside of Pearl is the crossroads of the South, where Interstate 20 meets Interstate 55. From here, you can travel anywhere within the state or the country. Or you can choose to stay right here in Pearl to enjoy a Mississippi Braves baseball game or experience the small town atmosphere, community pride, and heart of the local residents.
I'm Larry Nix, host of Defining Moments, and I'm thrilled to announce the launch of Defining Moments with Larry Nix, the podcast, exclusively on IgniteMS.tv, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, and Pandora with real stories, real people, and real purpose. So join us each week as we deep dive into the life-changing moments that shape who we are and where we're headed. From faith to family, challenges to triumph, every story has power. We're touching the lives of people with the spirit of hope for life. That's Defining Moments with Larry Nix, the podcast. You can continue to listen to us on 104.3. Also follow us for updates, previews, and more news on our Facebook page at IgniteMS.tv.
Welcome back into the
Frank,
and Kim,
really, really big show.
the world as we know it.
And it is the world as we know it. This
The
is
really
true.
big world as we know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's big.
Anyway,
and
I'm glad to
things
be
are
back.
happening.
Glad to be back on the air with you guys. All right. So, has everybody seen the clips coming out of Swayze Field at Oxford at Ole Miss baseball of the LSU fan being just obnoxious and fighting people and all that? Has everybody seen that? Raise your hand if you've seen it. Am I the only one?
Well, in this group right here, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, dude's been arrested. 52-year-old man sneaked in the student section, got walked out for the second time for fighting with 18 to 22-year-olds. Yes.
For what? Being an Ole Miss fan?
Yeah. Throwing beer wasn't smart, but you're drunk in the student section antagonizing kids all day, Mr. Tough Guy.
Duh.
Mad your team got run ruled 12-2? Loser.
For real.
He's an LSU fan. What do you expect? He is an absolute moron. He's an LSU fan. Sorry,
I'm
if you're an
not saying
LSU
it's-
fan,
That's him.
you're deranged.
That's
Anyway,
this guy. Not me.
52-year-old goes into the student section. Anyway, so he goes. All right, so here's the story. Ole Miss played LSU at home this past weekend. They had a 3-game series. Ole Miss swept the series. They run ruled them on Saturday, and basically that they scored more runs than LSU, and so they stopped the game because it's a mercy killing.
One of those.
Right.
Okay.
And apparently the 52-year-old did not take it very well. Mr. Alton Linwood Alton Bloodworth. He did not take it very well as he was drunk in the student section. And he was fighting everybody, and he sucker punched one dude. Now, he did get beer thrown on him, but he was antagonizing people, putting his hands on people. And in one video, he's actually putting his hands around a student's neck. Now we're talking 18 to 20-year-olds here.
And is it really that
And he's
serious?
52.
Is it really that serious?
Yeah.
I mean, again,
Yeah.
I get being for your team and your
Yeah.
team is losing, but it is just a game.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we all should love each other no matter what. So it's just a game. I don't like it. I'm not a big person on just like, I get having rivals. Don't get me wrong. I get having rivals, but when you take it personally,
Mhm.
is when it just makes me want to puke. It's at the end of the day, we should all love each other. It doesn't you're for.
It's
and
Ole
not
Miss
everybody's gonna
LSU.
be
It's
your
Ole Miss
team.
LSU. We do not like LSU. LSU
Okay,
can
but
go
that
straight
does
to
not-
hell. I don't like LSU.
That does not
And no.
mean that
and
you
can
need
take
to
your
hate.
LSU fan self out of the Ole Miss student section and go back to where you
Well,
came
yeah,
from.
because I'm
Mr.
sorry, I
Bloodworth.
would be on the side of LSU if that happened, if the roles were reversed.
Mm-hmm.
Because number one, you were not representing your school very well. It does not
Yeah.
look good on LSU when an LSU fan does that. So you're really hurting the team and the school that you're, you know, for.
Yeah.
Just in
Well,
general.
if you're not, in case you just missed it, the kid did not throw beer on him. It was he sucker punched this kid. Now he's a 52-year-old man hitting a teenager, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, let
what
that
kind of
sink
home
in.
training did you
Let that
get?
sink in just a minute. You have found your way over into the student section, which number one is not a good idea in the first place. You're 52. Unless you're going to school in Ole Miss as an undergrad, you don't need to be hanging out in the Ole Miss student section.
Correct.
You're just asking to be, you know, heckled.
Right, exactly.
You're just asking for it.
Yeah, he many things did this man do that he could have prevented from happening.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. You're just
if
asking
it weren't
for
for going in the student section, if it weren't for acting a fool,
Uh-huh.
you know. So please tell me that this man was detained.
Yeah, I maybe so.
Okay, we don't know this.
Well, I'm not really paying that much attention to it past that. I just was, you know, I'm sure
I'm
something
hoping.
will come of that. Maybe I don't know, but the only other talked about it a couple of weeks ago. We talked about how the legislature was basically forming the Jackson Water Committee. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay, well, he signed that bill yesterday.
Okay.
So the state can now officially take over the city of Jackson's water.
Probably a good idea.
Well, I do think that's
I think so.
I do think that's, and in case everybody missed it, in case you missed it, in case you weren't aware, the state legislature, tomorrow will go out of session. They
Okay.
went out of session on Easter on the 5th, and they have been basically in session, but on paper. They have not physically been at the Capitol, but the governor had until yesterday. Now I haven't read. No, he has until through today. He has through today to sign the bills or veto the bills. If he doesn't sign the bills, because all the bills that are sent to the governor's office, if he doesn't sign them, then after 10 days, they become law.
Makes sense.
Yeah. He has to physically do something like write veto on them or stamp veto on it if he wants to. In some cases, he can line item like in budget bills, things like that. But just saying, if he doesn't do anything with them, they become law de facto, because he basically, in our Constitution, means he doesn't oppose. So he doesn't have to physically put his name on it.
Right.
Right. Just saying. Anyway, what else is in the world today? In the next 2 minutes that we have before the top of the hour, can you believe it is 6:57
I know.
already?
I know.
6:57.
These mornings, they go by fast.
They go by really, really quick.
Yes.
They go by really, really quick. Donald Trump, of course, is all in the news. He sucks out all the oxygen in the room.
He always does. Anywhere he goes.
I mean, he sucks out all the oxygen in the room.
So I do have something kind of interesting in the next minute, 30 seconds.
Okay.
California is trying to pass a bill that would criminalize investigative journalism with misdemeanors, $10,000 fines, imprisonment, and content takedown. The proposed bill is titled AB 2624 and was made after Nick Shirley exposed mass fraud
It's all about Nick.
by immigrant groups in America. Under that bill, government-funded entities like Somali Learning, LEARNING, daycare centers would be protected from being exposed if they operated inside of California. You know, this doesn't amaze me because it's from California, but it is amazing that we would want to pass a bill so that we can't investigate fraud. If you live in California, and I say this, you should have been out already. You should have already been long gone. So what are you doing? There's no way I could still last this long being, unless I was a crazy, blue-haired libtard or something. I mean, I wouldn't. And how would you be able to survive it? It's because they're taking the money that, if you're a taxpayer, they're just giving away to people who are fraudulently taking it, and they're wanting to pass a law trying to expose it.
Right.
That tells you something. They want
Should.
the fraud to continue.
Should tell you.
So that means dig a little further, Nick. That's what that means. I'm sure you can get a GoFundMe page or something like that. We can make sure that the fines are paid. I'm just saying. Something needs to be looked into, because when you push that hard for people to not investigate fraud, then there must be something you're doing in the midst of all that. I'm just saying. I mean, it stinks to high heaven, in my opinion.
Well, that's what this show is. You're in my opinion.
It's true. Wow.
So
Didn't think about that.
We're going to step aside. And when we come back, you'll hear more of our opinion.
Social Security is with you through life's journey from birth to retirement. As your life changes year to year, so do your needs. For over 80 years, Social Security has helped to meet your needs and is committed to improving access to the services that make a difference in your life. Today, you can verify your earnings, estimate your future benefits, apply for retirement, manage your benefits, and even change your address, all from the comfort of your home. Social Security's online services help put you in control with secure access to your information anytime, anywhere, allowing you to spend more time with family, friends, or simply just enjoying the day. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. See what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
welcome back into the
Frank.
and Kim.
Really big,
huge,
gigantic, enormous,
massive, opinionated
jumbo
show.
size, glamtastic,
Opinionated show.
glamtastic show.
All right. Welcome into the 7 o'clock hour.
Yes.
I am one of your hosts. My name is Frank. That's Kim.
In case you're confused.
Let me see if I can fix this. I had to,
They certainly could be.
I had to sit down and get myself over there.
Yeah.
7:03 in the morning. Time to get up and go to whatever it is you might call your job. Close to that clock, you got about 57 minutes to worry about being there. I think 7:30.
I mean,
between
it
7:30
depends
and
on what
8:30,
job
depending
you
on what
have.
job you have.
Yes.
Some people get started really early.
Some people get started a little later, so
Yeah.
we continue on.
So I before we get into some overseas across the big pond discussions about what's going on over in Iran, I did want to mention about the socialist Islamic Muslim who's running New York City named Mondami. That dude, Zohran Mondami,
Yes.
just gave his first 100 days speech. And in it, he kept saying about keeping his promise to create a chain of city-run grocery stores. Now, before I get into this article that was written by Jonathan Turley, and if y'all know Jonathan Turley, he is a legal analyst on Fox. He is a constitutional professor.
Smart man.
He's a constitutional professor. Should I just say again? He is a constitutional professor. That's his day job. He is don't know whether he's left, right, or center. I don't think he's ever said on, but he is a Fox News contributor. They usually go to him when they want constitutional or legal discussion.
I like the fact that he's very, very non-biased.
He doesn't
goes
ever
strictly
talk
by
about
the facts.
Yeah, he doesn't ever. But anyway, I'm not gonna try to prop him up. I'm just gonna say, if you ever have an opportunity
I'm a fan.
to listen to Jonathan Turley, you should. All right, so he wrote an article about this, and I was actually watching this last night on Fox, and Mondami was talking about opening 5 new grocery stores, $50 million. All right, so this has been done before, okay? This has been done before. Now I'm gonna before I get into this article, and I want to read some of this to you. Before I get in this article, first of all, socialism is a lie. It does not help out the citizens of the country to which it's being implemented. The Soviet Union was socialist, okay, and they had bread lines, they had energy crises, they had all kinds of social issues in terms of health care. I mean, it's all pie in the sky until it's not.
Yeah.
And when you run around talking about, oh, it's free this and free that, somebody has to pay for that at some point. And then if you allow your government to take over all of these services and take the free market society out of your country or place or county or city, wherever you are, if you allow the government, then you lose your freedom. You now become a subject to the state or a subject to the city. You rely on them to provide for you. And in a socialist society, it's the same thing for everybody across the board, period. And then you don't get to choose what you want to do. They send you to whatever jobs need to be done. Because now, let's drill this down to the microcosm of a grocery store in East Harlem. Number one, 40% of the people that live there, over 40% of the people that live there, are below the poverty line. Well, why is that? Well, because New York City sucks. Their
Yes.
policies are awful. They've been run by Democrat socialists for years, and they've run that city off the cliff, which has got everybody leaving that's got any kind of money. Businesses are leaving. All these people are just leaving. So the tax base is eroding because they tax too much. So people are taking their money, like they literally are taking their balls. That's really what they're doing. So they wanted the Mondami ran on this. We want to make things more affordable and all this stuff, and so we're gonna provide you with grocery store. Now, the people that voted for him, majority of the people that got out and voted, they were younger people. And look, I love all people. I love all of y'all to death. But you younger people, you Gen Zers, y'all are stupid. Okay?
Certain
You're just
ones.
dumb. Now, I don't mean stupid in the sense that you can't learn anything, that you have some deficiency or something of that nature. Let me explain what I mean by you being just flat out stupid. You do not have the years of living experience that someone like myself does. I've been on this planet longer than you. I have the benefit of a lot more history, quote unquote, under my belt than you do. Secondly, I went to school, actually taught things like civics, and we talked about communism, socialism, democracies, of which we are not.
Right.
Y'all run around talking about we're a democracy. You know what
No, we're not.
democracy is? Sidebar. Do you know what democracy is? It's mob rule.
Yes.
Democracy is mob rule. What does that mean? It means that majority of the folks get to stand down the minority of the folks.
Exactly.
So if you're a mob and there's more of you than there is of the other guy, then it's your way. That's democracy. Mob rule. 50+1. We are not that. We are a democratic republic. So we take
Actually, a constitutional.
a constitutional republic. We take democracy to a different level. We are founded like they did in Rome before, Caesar.
I mean, we
did what he did.
legitimately. I mean, I want to harp on that. We legitimately are a constitutional republic.
Mm-hmm.
And it bothers me when even people on my side, I'm sitting here listening to somebody, I'm like, yeah. And then they're like, and this democracy is,
We're not a democracy.
wait a second, we're not a democracy. Because that totally paints a totally different picture than the way our country is run.
Right.
And then when it doesn't act like a democracy, then people go, oh no, this isn't a democracy. We need to get back to being a democracy. No, we're not. Because we're not. It bugs me. It is one of my pet peeves.
It definitely is one of mine. So getting back to what Jonathan Turley actually talked about, he wrote a book called Rage in the Republic, where he discusses the rise of support for socialism and communism among young citizens, quote, who have no experience failures of such systems in the 20th century, which is my
Open
point.
a history book.
Which is my point. Which is what I'm trying to say. But this moron named Zoran Mondami, first of all, who is an Islamist, they do not have any reason to be here whatsoever in our country. They do not share our values. They will never assimilate. We will get to that later. But let's talk about this ridiculousness that he wants to do on a grocery store, city-owned grocery store. Now, where am I going with this? Here's what's going to happen. He's going to put in a grocery store in Harlem, East Harlem, where right now there are mom and pop brick and mortar stores that are trying to eke out a living in this overly taxed and ridiculously unsafe city.
Exactly.
That are trying to help feed these people that are capitalist grocery stores. They're mom and pop stores that are located in these places.
Yes.
And he wants to put in a government-run store. Now, what's immediately going to happen?
They're going to have to close.
Why is that, Kim?
Because the city-run government, which is paid for by taxpayers, is going to entice people to come there versus the mom and pop shop because it's going to be at least a lot more affordable.
Yeah, it's going to be cheap, if
Yeah.
not free in some cases. So that means the mom and pop shut down. So
Yeah.
what's going to happen 3-4 years down the road?
I can tell you what is going to happen, because not only the city-run grocery store, but he's made it as of recently. If you are, you know, one of the, top 1%, he's going to tax you even more. Well, again, like you mentioned earlier, whenever you're being taxed so much, by being productive members of society and providing jobs and being a business owner, and you on paper make a certain amount of money and they're going to tax you more, what are you probably going to do? Take your ball and go home. Again, this is
Well,
what's going to
I'm gonna
happen
bring
here
this-
too.
I'm gonna quote a little bit out of Jonathan Turley. This is one of the
Okay.
things he writes in his article. He says, with the rise of American socialism, there are new calls for state subsidies and even the establishment of state-run grocery stores in places like Chicago and New York. Past efforts have been colossal failures, including the still ongoing effort in Kansas City. And we're going to use this one as an example. Over 7 years, Kansas City Sun Fresh is gushing money with losses in 24 at $885,000.
You think?
The millions lost on this store are on top of the $17 million that the city paid to buy the entire strip mall. By 2025, many of the shelves were entirely bare, while private grocery stores were successfully operating in the area. I'm going to read that to you again. By 2025, many of the shelves were entirely bare. I've seen this store on the news, while private grocery stores were successfully operating in the area. Despite these failures, there are new calls in other states to create their own state-owned stores. Really?
Stupid. Yeah.
There are
Let's
also
see how
calls to
bad this happened.
subsidize
Let's do
key
it here.
industries that are becoming less competitive in the global market. An effort that is unlikely to succeed as jobs are lost to cheap labor markets or automatic grocery stores to artificially support the myth of socialism in the Soviet Union. State-run grocery stores were the subject of gallows humor. The reimagining of grocery stores left shelves bare with only imagined essential products. Imagined essential product. I mean, they were fictitious. They didn't exist.
Yeah.
The most widely told joke spread just before the fall of the Soviet Union. And here's the joke. A man walks into a shop. He asks the clerk, "You don't have any meat?" The clerk says, "No. Here we don't have any fish." The shop that doesn't have any meat is across the street. Ha ha ha. All right. So here's what happens. Anytime the government tries to take over the a capitalist function, like running grocery stores or running retail, anything like that, first of all, it stifles competition because you can't compete with government. Government has deep pockets. They don't rely on anything but the citizens' tax base. Okay. Number one, when you go in there, when Mondami puts in this store in East Harlem and he puts it up, he's going to run all these mom and pops out of business. Then what's going to happen? Well, it's going to be run inefficiently because in New York City, I can promise you it will be inefficient.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to go bare. There won't be anything on the shelves. He'll have a whole bunch of DEI hires that won't be able to actually run the store.
Right.
So there will be nothing to purchase in the store. And what they will have will go relatively quickly. It won't be enough to feed everybody in the area because remember, the other stores will close. So then when that happens, you're going to end up with a whole bunch of bare shelves 3, 4, 5 years down the road. And then you're going to call it a food desert.
Yeah.
And that means that everything around that area is going to die and starve because you will have run all the grocery stores out and you have one grocery store owned by the city that will be a complete and colossal failure. I know what I'm talking about because we have an example right now in Kansas City, but we have examples in history.
Yes.
If you don't study history, people, you are destined to repeat it.
Yes. I mean, it does. I mean, when you sit there, it makes total and complete sense. I mean, they use taxpayer money to run these stores, but like you said, I mean, how are you going to make a profit? You can't make a profit. There's no profit to be made.
No.
So all you're going to do is hemorrhage money.
Yeah.
Which
So-
just is nothing's
Right.
nothing's going to be good long term.
No. And Mondami, he's going to put on a 10% property tax to fund this. 10%.
Yeah. So
to fund
good
his
luck,
to
people
fund
that
his
live
free
there.
buses and all of his grocery stores. 10% property tax. So he's returning to the same socialist script. And as Jonathan Turley points out, as the University of Chicago's Milton Friedman noted years and years ago, if you put the federal government in charge of the Sahara Desert, in 5 years, there'd be a shortage of sand.
Yeah. I can see that.
Do you need to hear that one more time? Milton Friedman said, if you put the federal government in charge of the Sahara Desert, 5 years, there'd be a shortage of sand. I mean, he's nailing it right there. Mondami wants to create this socialist utopia, and I got news for you, you moron, you absolute stupid idiot. There's no convincing you otherwise. I can't sit here and change your mind because, number one, you're a socialist jihadist. They like to say,
Yes.
and you don't belong in this country. First out, your daddy was a professor, is a professor of socialism. I mean, that's and
No wonder why you think it's just wonderful.
yeah,
and great.
but you come from privilege. You come from family that has millions and millions and millions of dollars, and then you pretend like you are something you are not. You did not grow up on the east side, you know, and broke. That was not what you did.
So
You
they
came from
don't
privilege, so you don't
understand.
understand anything.
Mm-mm.
You're an idiot, a moron, stupid. I could say a lot, but
Yeah.
that's what you are. And then you want to create this utopia, promise all this stuff that you can't deliver. Anyway, you got
Wake
me
up,
wound
people.
up. Y'all
Wake
hang
up.
tight, buckle up. The train is rolling.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, Jeff Foxworthy here. Now, if you've ever found yourself repeating the same thing over and over for 75 years, you might be Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
That's why I'm filling in for Smokey to switch things up, because there's a lot more to say. And I should know because my grandfather was a firefighter. And one of the things he taught me is that the people that love the outdoors the most are often the ones accidentally starting wildfires, which means always BYOB. No, bring your own bucket to the campfire. And be extra careful with things like burning yard trimmings. Don't just walk away, or chances are you might be starting a wildfire. So for the love of the outdoors, go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
I'm Larry Nix, host of Defining Moments, and I'm thrilled to announce the launch of Defining Moments with Larry Nix, the podcast, exclusively on IgniteMS.tv, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, and Pandora with real stories, real people, and real purpose. So join us each week as we deep dive into the life-changing moments that shape who we are and where we're headed. From faith to family, challenges to triumph, every story has power. We're touching the lives of people with the spirit of hope for life. That's Defining Moments with Larry Nix, the podcast. You can continue to listen to us on 104.3. Also follow us for updates, previews, and more news on our Facebook page at IgniteMS.tv.
Welcome back into the
Frank,
and Kim.
really big,
Huge,
ginormous,
massive,
humongous, gigantic,
Tuesday morning,
glamtastic
very early.
morning.
I need coffee.
I don't know if that one fits.
I'm Frank. That's Kim. Welcome into the show, everybody. All right, so we were just talking about socialist Monday and ridiculousness. Let's pivot a little bit over to something else of note. Eric freaking Swalwell, Mr. Fang Fang. Mr. Fang Fang himself, Eric Swalwell, Congressman Swalwell, running for governor in the state of California. And I'm going to share my opinion on that. But he's been in the news a lot lately. First of all, if I can take you back to 2018, let me take you back to 2018 with Mr. Swalwell. And in 2018, this man just berated Kavanaugh. Do y'all remember this?
Oh, yes.
Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh, he literally just raked him through the coals, talking to the cameras and stuff about, because he wasn't on the committee, but he just raked him over the coals, talking about how we need to believe all women. And, if you remember Miss Ford talking about how Kavanaugh was inappropriate with her and all this stuff. And Swalwell was rushing to the microphones to talk about it. Do you remember this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. He's not the only one, but he's the current one at the moment. But anyway, so he comes rushing to the podium to talk about this. Now, pause. Put pause on your brain right there. I want you to think about one more thing. Around the same time, a little bit before that, there was a congressman in a wheelchair. Do you remember him? He got run out of Washington because what did he say? This is a sewer. It's a swamp. It would be Congressman Hawthorne. Do you remember him?
I sure do.
Yes. Do you remember what he was saying? It's a sewer. It's a swamp. There's sex parties. There's all this stuff going on that I'm not going to be party to. There's all these people. Do you remember now? Congressman Hawthorne, it's been a while, had it? Let me refresh. He was actually saying this stuff. He was saying there's all kinds of just satanic behavior going on up here. It is not something your mama would be proud of. And he gets run out of town. Well, let's fast forward to here we are now. Eric Swalwell, he's being accused. Of course, he is innocent until proven guilty. I'm going to say that because this still is America. And he is innocent until proven guilty. But I'm going to say this. Eric Swalwell, his accusers literally coming out of the woodwork like cockroaches. And and all of a sudden the light's been turned on and they're just running rampant everywhere. And all of a sudden now Eric Swalwell has had to drop out of the governor's race in California, and he had to resign his seat in Congress because Anna Paulina Luna, congressman from Florida, said, you either resign or I'm throwing you out because I have the votes. And she was not kidding.
Nope.
Now, pause your brain again. Let's go back over to Anna Paulina Luna. She has said repeatedly since she has been in Congress, what? The same thing Hawthorne has said. This is a sewer. There are people here who are doing all kinds of, stuff, including what we saw with the Senate staffer taking one up the pooper chute in the Senate hearing room. Remember that? Do you remember that? Okay, so unpause your brain. Let's go back to Swalwell. So the whole thing is a cesspool of just nothing but endless parade of human debris. It seemingly in Congress. It's a mess. You got these worship that them you got on the Republican side to do, and then a bunch of pie over here who don't listen to their. So where's the man in the middle? Me. I'm stuck between these two morons, these two groups, right? So that's just kind of where we are. Yes. Anyway, Swalwell has accusers that have come out of everywhere. Now on CBS News, 3 of his accusers go public, national TV, showing their faces and all that stuff. I just want you to hear what they have to say.
The fact that he has now dropped out of the governor's race and resigned from Congress, is that justice in your view?
No, it's just the beginning. It's just the very beginning. And I know personally that we're not walking away from this fight.
For me, justice won't be until he can't ever harm a woman ever again. And he has faced the consequences for the women that he has harmed.
I think in regards to the governor's race, he never should have ran for governor to begin with, knowing the kind of history and receipts that are out there. So that's a non-starter.
You hear that? That's 3 women that are accusing Swalwell of inappropriate behavior. 3 staffers that are just, like I said, they're coming out of everywhere that are accusing him. Now, again, I want to say this is America. You are innocent until proven guilty. He has denied all of this. Good for you. Glad that he has. I'm not going to point the finger yet, but where there's smoke, there's fire.
True.
And if all of this is true, one woman that came forth over the weekend accused Swalwell of drugging her, date rape type drug, and she woke up the next morning naked in his hotel room.
Wow.
So, anyway, Eric Swalwell. Now, he's done. He's washed up. He's over. He's finished. That's old news. Let me tell you why he ran for governor. He knew this was going to come out. Now, what am I saying here? First of all, these Democrats who are like, oh, I'm so appalled. Oh my gosh. Look at what Swalwell's doing. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. They knew about this. If you don't think they didn't know about it, you've been living under a rock. They knew about it because they participated. They're all just as guilty in Frank's opinion because they know what he's been doing. He was sleeping with a Chinese spy named Fang Fang. She was from China, and he was on the intelligence committee. Kim?
Yes.
And she was sleeping with him, and Eric is a married man with children. And she was sleeping with Swalwell. He was on the intelligence committee. Where is Fang?
Allowed to continue to
where
be
is Fang Fang now? Do you want to know? She ain't here. She's gone back to China. Imagine that.
I wonder what she found out.
I wonder what she would tell.
Chinese
I
government
wonder
now
what
knows
she would
because of
tell.
her.
I mean, she was an operative. She was a plant. There's a whole nother conversation we're going to have about China at another time. Not today, but we'll get into that. But he runs for governor for a reason. He knew, number one, that he wasn't going to be able to stay in Congress because of stuff like this. But he also knew if he didn't have a governorship, political power, then he would face.
Which is a weird to me. If you've done something wrong, I don't care what you do. You should face prison time for that. It's just me.
What about me? Just you what?
Well, I mean, it shouldn't matter if you're the governor or not, if you have political power. If you've done something wrong, you should go to prison for it. So what does it matter if he was the governor, if he's, been prosecuted and it shows that he's guilty of that? He should go to jail. I don't care if you're anybody. If you did that, you must pay the consequences. So are you telling me that if this had waited and he had become the governor, that he wouldn't go to jail?
Correct.
Why?
First of all, as governor, he would have been able to bury some of this and or pay them off, because that's what they do in Congress already.
Yeah, there's a whole slush fund.
There's a whole slush fund for this. So if he had won governor, he would have influence over the state. So he would be able to take private donors to help him pay off all of this stuff. And, oh, I'm so sorry. Help me make this go away. And his donors would have done that. But because this has just exploded on the scene after a video is released of him with a prostitute in a hotel room, that's clearly him.
Okay. Okay, wait a second though. I'm sorry, but this goes deeper level. We need to revisit relations. Someone of a political stance has an egregious crime, has committed an egregious crime. They should be held to a higher standard. So therefore, they should not be allowed to be able to bury it in almost a legal sense. There should be higher penalties for them, and especially even higher penalties when it is found out that he tried to bury it. I'm sorry, because you want to have this stuff stop. Quit allowing that type of stuff to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're in political power, you already have power. Therefore, you should have more regulations on yourself than the average person, than the average citizen. And so, I mean, that kind of digs into a deeper problem, in my opinion.
It does. It does dig into a deeper problem. But I'm just saying the reason why. I mean, he did that because he needed a political appointment. He needed to be able to pay back his donors. He felt like the best option that he had to save himself was if he was governor of the state of California,
which is ridiculous
because his donors in California, or the mega donors in California would have been able to basically buy him. He would have sold his governorship out to his donors to help him make these women go away, and then he would have given them whatever they wanted in the state of California. Now, that's pure speculation, but I'm telling you, that's what he did. That's why he was running for governor.
Okay, so if Kim was dictatoress, I don't know what you'd call me.
Dictator.
I don't know. That seems very masculine.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would do is not only go after him, but give him money. So you get caught in this, and then you try to get your donors, and your donors donate, they're going to, again, a way to make this stuff go away. Penalize the people who are trying to help you fund defense or whatever. No, you shouldn't be allowed to do that either. Nope.
Well, the whole system sucks.
Yeah.
The whole thing just reeks of corruption.
And it allows them to get away with egregious crimes. I'm not just talking about jaywalking here.
No, we're not talking about jaywalking here. What we're talking about is a man that's serving in the U.S. Congress, the U.S. House of Representatives, walking around being inappropriate with staffers and women of, friends of women of staffers, being inappropriate with these people and getting away with it. This has been going on. And like I said, I hearken you back to Madison Hawthorne, who was elected to go to Congress, and he went there and he was like, wait a minute, I am not going to be participating in these sex parties and all these things that are be going on. He said, this is a sewer. And he got drummed out of Washington for it.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
He did. But just like Trump has been proven correct of what he said 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 30 years ago, when Donald Trump was on Oprah and he said Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Yes.
He hasn't been any different. Hawthorne isn't any different here. He said this was a sewer. And then they just, the left-wing media and the left-wing wing nuts that live over on the left side of the political spectrum had an all-out to destroy him, and they succeeded.
Oh.
Here was a guy who went to Washington, who just got berated and dragged through the mud, and they drummed him out of the office. When he was trying to expose it, they can't do that to Anna. Number one, she's not a white male. She is a Latino female.
Yes.
So it makes it more difficult for them to gang up on her, because then they would look hypocritical. You follow me?
Yes.
So Anna Paulina Luna, who in her own right is very well spoken, she's very well educated, she's worked really hard to get where she is. She's a swimsuit model. They tried to attack her for being a swimsuit model. What happened?
It backfired.
It backfired.
Yeah.
Big time. She got more popular,
for her.
and they had to sit down and shut up because they couldn't attack her for being a female or Latino. You know, she's minority. So what are you going to do? So they can't attack her. So what has she done? She's gone on the offensive, and she's like, I am exposing this cesspool of rot.
I was excited when she started running, so I'm so excited that she's there.
Yes, right. She has a wonderful family, husband, children. You know, she was a swimsuit model. So what? She's from Florida.
Yeah. Come on now. If you got a body, show it off. It's fine. I mean, she wasn't prostituting her body.
No, she wasn't prostituting herself. She was not. She was making a living by being a swimsuit model. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
You know, if you want to make some big deal out of it, make it. But the point that I'm saying is that she's trying to expose it. I'm just pointing out that Madison Hawthorne did the exact same thing. He got drummed out of town, even though he was, you know, in a wheelchair. They still just destroyed him. Expose it. Eric Swalwell was doing this deep state. They set him up. How else are you going to get a video of some woman in a hotel room who I venture to say there's another man sitting on that bed? Is anybody talking about him?
No.
Ha! You know who he looks like? He's been identified on the internet. He's a sitting senator. So what I'm going with this is deep state, and the woman that's filming this video, there's another woman there. The one filming this, Anna Paulina Luna, says, I know who it is. She has access to the intel. I know who the woman is filming this. It's an underage teenager, female. That's why Eric's going to go to jail. It ain't that you sleeping with prostitute. You're having inappropriate relations with a minor in a hotel room. And there's a senator in there with you. Deep State set this up. Deep State filmed this. Deep State is making an example of Eric because they got to stop the bleeding. How are they going to do that? They're going to cut him loose. What else do they have to do? They have to save the governorship in Florida. You got too many Democrats running, it splits the vote. The way the Florida open primary works, you could end up with 2 Republicans running for governor against each other.
True.
If they get rid of Swalwell, what happens? Exactly. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance. Say hi, guys. When I adopted them, I discovered that they both have incredible personalities. Chance's sole purpose in life is to love and to be loved. Frankie is a little bit of a scoundrel and always entertaining. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
I'm Officer Kyle Carmerdale.
And I'm Officer Alfred Jenkins, School Resource Officer with the Pearl Police Department. And our job is to protect students.
Here in Pearl, we have zero tolerance for drivers that break school bus laws. There are 4 things to know. Stop at least 10 feet from the bus when it is loading or unloading. Don't move until kids have crossed the street to or from the bus. The flashing red lights are no longer activated. The stop sign on the side of the bus is retracted.
When we catch you, you get a ticket up to $750, up to a year in jail, or both.
Please pay attention so every student can get to school and home safely.
Welcome back into the
Frank
and Kim
Really big, gigantic, humongous, enormous, jumbo size.
Glamtastic.
Show.
I'm Frank. That's Kim. In case you're confused, if you're watching us, I am not Kim. That's Kim over there. I am Frank. So we were talking about Eric and Fang Fang and just all the cesspool and swamp that's going on in Washington, D.C. I heard, I guess it's been a while back, Kim. I heard that we need to quit calling it the swamp, because technically a swamp is a very cool ecosystem. Think about Louisiana swamps. I mean, you have everything from snakes, gators, all kinds of reptiles. I mean, insects, and it's an ecosystem. It's an ecology.
Okay, but everything you just pointed out makes more sense to call it the swamp.
It's a sewer.
Well,
let's start calling it the sewer, because that's really what it is. It's a cesspool. It's a sewer.
But, I mean, you did mention snakes, reptiles, and
there's
insects.
nothing wrong with snakes, reptiles, and insects.
Metaphors.
Yeah. But if we start calling it a sewer, I'm talking about the cesspool of disease. Okay. I mean, you think about like staph and all these biologics that are floating around in the cesspool. When you get there and it's just this horrific smell, like a dumpster that hasn't been dumped in 2 weeks. It's sitting out in the boiling sun behind a restaurant, and they hadn't dumped it in 2 weeks because restaurant hadn't paid the dumpster dump bill. And so the rest of the dumpster company just lets it sit there and rot. That's the cesspool that we have going on in DC.
Yeah.
But where I'm going with this Swalwell stuff is that this is deep state setting him up. Now, who's sitting next to him? That's where I left you. Who's sitting next to him? You have seen it, right? The video?
I have not seen the video.
You haven't seen the video of Eric Swalwell sitting in the hotel room?
No.
With this prostitute?
I heard about the story. I have not seen the video.
Oh, well, I didn't bookmark it because I didn't think it was newsworthy to bookmark. I just didn't. I didn't think it was newsworthy to bookmark. But there's Swalwell sitting on a bed. I'll describe it for you. There's a female sitting next to him on the bed holding her phone. And then there's a leg of another male. And you see a side profile of him, because where the underage female, according to Anna Paulina Luna, is sitting, she's sitting on the other bed. So you can, in a hotel room, 2 beds separated by a nightstand or table, in between the two. So apparently we're not Ritz-Carlton. We're at the No Shame Motel, whatever it is. And so it's 2 beds right there. She's sitting on one, and she's filming from an angle that comes down the left side ear of one sitting senator, and his leg and his, you can see his feet. So clearly there's a man sitting there because you can see him. But it's like I said, it's a left profile shot coming from behind him. And then there's that woman that you see, and then there's Eric. So the intention here, I think, is to get 2 men, one with underage female, one with prostitute, get them all together so there can be a deep state op. That's really what it smells like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just saying this is some Hollywood made for the movie type situation, but it kind of is. I mean, it feels almost like a Jeffrey Epstein type thing.
Yeah,
it does. I mean, it really does. It could be. I don't really know. I'm only speculating, but I'm going to tell you what my guess is that this is some deep state op that's getting these 2 gentlemen in compromising positions so that they can be owned by the deep state. Why have Eric Swalwell come like a complete and utter moron on some of the policy issues that he has? It's because he's been caught in compromising positions, and he knows it. So he's just the slave to the deep state, and as long as he does what they say, then he gets to stay a congressman. Or A
So,
governor.
Curious, what didn't he do? Because this is now out.
Well, in my estimation, in my thinking, he slept with the wrong woman. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it got out, and then it's just been the deep state is eliminating him.
Yeah.
They're just getting rid of him because he's too much of a liability at this point. He's done. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's think about this for just a second. Who else has been eliminated and is of no consequence recently? Dun-dun-dun. Joe Biden and his entire family. Who are you not hearing about? Who's practically begging for money about being in a cage match on TV? That would be one Hunter Biden, who's broke. Okay, and he's talking about being on a cage match on TV, calling out the Trump kids. I mean, come on, that is so underneath.
I missed that.
That is so underneath the first son. You should not be acting that way. You sleep with prostitutes. You slept with your brother's wife. You got a daughter that you don't claim. But now you've been rendered not
That's
on the world stage. You are no longer in any position to do anything. How is that happened so quickly? Think about that. Just pause. Wait a minute. How did they go from being on top to now being nothing? Think about that. Overnight, they have been eliminated from anything.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear anybody talking about Joe Biden? No. Not a peep. He was seen the other day in some ice cream store. Seriously, he was seen in some ice cream store. He has dementia.
Yes.
But who orchestrated his demise? I'm going to tell you. I'm fixing to tell you who it is.
Okay.
Same people that are organizing the demise of Eric Swalwell. It's the same people. But who's sitting on the, I'm still holding this out there. Who is sitting next to Eric Swalwell?
I don't know.
So we're going to play a game. Would you like to play a game? We're going to play a game. We're going to ask Elon's AI. I know who it is, but I want to ask Elon's AI.
Okay.
So let's ask Grok, who is sitting next to Eric Swalwell in the video on social media. And let's see what gets returned to us. Okay. And you're going to go, oh, it sure is. Imagine that. All right, so I'm going to tell you. In the video, I have described it pretty good. If you haven't seen it, just go look it up. You can see it. I'm going to tell you who it is. The internet identified this person as one Senator Ruben Gallego, Democrat from Arizona. Remember that stolen election that happened in Arizona?
Oh, yeah.
The stolen election from Kari Lake?
Mm-hmm.
The stolen election that put in Ruben? They stole the governorship from her. Then they stole the senateship from her. Ruben is sitting in that hotel room. It's his left profile. The internet called him out on it quick. Now, it's speculation. It's speculation because it hasn't been confirmed.
That's pretty easy.
But when you can zoom in, on the left side of that person, and there's pictures of Ruben all over the place, everywhere. You can zoom in and you can put that picture in AI, and then they can take the same profile, a different profile shot of the same person, and put that in AI. And AI comes back and says, that's the same person. Chances are you're busted, Ruben. That's you sitting there. It's all going to come out like cockroaches in the night. You're going to come out and the light's going to get turned on. It's all going to come out. We know who you are, Ruben. You're sitting there in a hotel room with an underage minor, a prostitute, and Eric Swalwell. And you're caught up in this deep state. You know you are, because clearly you're there. Grok, I just put in, what did I type, Kim? Who is sitting next to Eric Swalwell in the video on social media? Grok says other possible man is noted as appearances of the scene. Separate discussion around the broader scandal has mentioned Senator Ruben Gallego appearing in the related, being the visible in the shots from the same incident. So Anna Paulina tells me it's a minor filming. The internet says, I know who that person is. That's Ruben Gallego, senator from Arizona. Clearly you can see Eric Swalwell. The whole point that I'm making here, people, is if you didn't think the deep state existed, Donald Trump has pulled the veil back. I mean, welcome to Oz. Am I wrong, Kim?
No, you're not wrong.
He's pulled back the veil. He's like, look who's running this. It's a sewer. It's a sewer. You have deep state. Now, who is in charge of the sewer? That's where I was going, right?
Okay, who is in charge of the sewer? I don't know.
Care to guess?
No, I don't.
Want to speculate?
No.
Who used to be in charge of the sewer? Let's back up even further. Who was the number one sewer rat?
Nancy Pelosi.
No.
Okay.
Behind the scenes ran everything. Number one sewer rat. Neutered her husband.
Oh, Hillary Clinton?
Bingo. Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Okay.
Who put Barack Obama in office because she ran with a strong arm the Democrat Party.
Yes.
Hillary Clinton. She ran it. She stood behind her man, as she said on TV when he was running for president and being president. She was standing behind her man like Tammy Wynette. You remember that video? I don't know. How old are you? 12?
I know what video
anyway,
you're talking about.
So she ran it. She helped put the Manchurian candidate in office, who would be Barack Obama. Shall I remind people, Barack Hussein Obama? Closet homosexual, possibly? Yeah, him. That person. If you remember him, he's the one orchestrating all of this. And who's his henchman? Think about it. All this is getting exposed. It's all coming out. When you start thinking about, see, I'm a connoisseur of news. I absorb news. I remember stuff. And I can harken back a long time ago. And I start thinking about Susan Rice. And you start thinking about Barack Obama and then all these players around him in the intelligence agencies. You think about all this. So wait just a dadgum minute. Hillary, Hussein, Obama. Let's call him Hussein. Susan Rice, and some others that we'll just leave nameless. Well, Brennan, who's fixing to get indicted, according to Sean Hannity. But think about this just a minute. These are the deep state actors. Barack Obama took the mantle from Hillary because Hillary dropped the entire ball. He was trying to help get her across the finish line. Barack was over Trump. Remember this? Everybody thought that she was going to win. They had everything set up in the media. They had all the polls were rigged. Everything was rigged. Everything was ready to go. Hillary was going to win. It was going to be a walk-in. Barack Obama was paying her back for getting him elected as president. I mean, we're talking about a community organizer who was born here, who probably shouldn't have been president in the first place. But needless to say, and I'm not calling Michelle a man either, because she's not. She's not a man, people. You people that seem to think that she's a man, she's not. And Macron's wife in France, she's not a man either. So y'all get over yourselves. But the point being, The whole thing was set up for Hillary, just didn't get across the finish line. They were completely amazed that the United States citizenry said that we've had enough. And we started it in 2015, came down this escalator. We've had enough. It's time to change all of this. And the deep state has fought and fought and fought and fought and fought. And Eric Swalwell is part of that deep state. Adam Schiff is part of that deep state. You want to see see another domino fall? It's going to be him. Yeah. It's going to be him, Brennan, Clapper. There's going to be a bunch more that are going to come behind all
I'm
of
waiting.
This.
I'm waiting for all of this to
Right.
happen. I don't have much hope, but I'm hoping that it happens. I don't have hope in our system.
Look,
even our current
I've
system.
said this before. If you are an attorney and you are listening to me today and you are an attorney, a successful attorney, just an attorney in general, and you actually give a rat's ass about this country and you want to see this country turned around and saved for our kids and our grandkids and our grandkids, if you want to see that, put down what you're doing, phone up the DOJ, and volunteer your services to prosecute these people. Do the right thing. Deep. I'm telling you, all of that mess coming out right now. Mark my words, today, April 14th, 8 a.m. I said it. It's deep state set up. Ruben Gallego is there. Underage female, according to Anna. There's a lot more to this story, Kim.
Yes, we
Stay tuned.
We cannot get into it today.
Stay tuned. Right?
Yes. And don't forget, we won't be here next week.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks from now, we'll see where this story goes.
We
have
will.
Plenty of time.
We will.
Yes.
Oh, my. Just coming out. Barack Obama teaming up with lifelong buddies Eric Holder, George Soros, and House Democrat leadership. Heading into the midterms. If you don't think I know what I'm talking about, I'm telling you, we have to straighten this out. Y'all have a great week. Pay attention. Quit get busy being a U.S. citizen. Until next time. See you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, people. 2 weeks. See you in 2 weeks.